Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your December 2025 tarot card reading. We are going to get started as we typically do with an oracle card to get a sense of the energy you're moving into for this December. Get a sense of a main theme, and we have a couple other that we know about we're going to discuss in just a minute. Bobcat spirit, life is a mystery. Okay, I don't know how much help that is, but the message is clear, right? We're not going to overanalyze things. We're going to accept the things that come our way, and we're going to be grateful for them, and we're not going to question them because it is a mystery. We don't need all the answers. We just have to have some faith. We have to have some trust. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm going to go ahead and get a few of our tarot cards out for some additional guidance and clues. And we're going to do an 8-card spread. The first row will contain 4 cards, as will the second one, indicating the 4 weeks of December. Okay. We have Justice, the 10 of Cups, 7 of Swords, and the Hanged Man. All right. So we know that life is a mystery for sure. And we also know that Uranus retrograde back in your sign in November and is staying there until April. So maybe that's the mystery, because you've had Uranus in your sign for many years. And when it moved on, you had a little bit of a reprieve. But so it's okay. It's all right. A more aggressive strategy, right, might be needed. And I love the 7 of Swords showing up because, listen, the unpredictable style of Uranus, the mystery, right, of Uranus means that we just have to have a better plan, a better strategy. And we have to be nimble. We have to be quick and adaptable. And I think that's what the 7 of Swords represents. I really do. Now, luckily, the Sun and Venus and Mars are going to be in your 8th house of other people's money. And that is going to be part of your plan, The 10 of Cups represents a very joyful, happy union, one that is full of love. And you have a healthy family, a nice home. You're not in need of anything. It's abundance, health and your wealth and your family. And it's really your happily ever after. Your cups are runneth over. Life is good. Life is good. And I think with the Bobcat spirit and also some of these planets, including Uranus, which is, again, retrograde back in your sign, you are going to have you're going to have to keep your eye, on your assets. So we've got the 7 of Swords, and the 7 of Swords is, and I'm not sure what energy this is, because the 7 of Swords is tricky. It can be, definitely positive, but there's some more negative things that attached to it, right? Because it looks like, somebody's helping themselves to your things. And it's by no mistake that all of these planets are going to be lining up in your 8th house of other people's money. And, that means that you're sharing the burden of loans. You're sharing your assets. You're sharing the debt. You have this shared resources that is going to be a little tricky for you, but it's going to be fine because you're sitting here in the 10 of Cups energy, and Justice is right next to it. And Justice means that things will be equal. There is a karmic justice, some equality there. So there is a period, though, a lapse period of holding on and waiting for something. Now, I do want to also say that, Mercury moving in is probably going to, show, the area. Mercury moving into Sagittarius in your 8th house is, perhaps gathering the information that you need to make some decisions, because that's what Mercury is, right? It's communication, it's information, they're facts. So you're going to be getting that, and you're going to be looking over everything, you know, including your shoulder, and checking out all of your balance sheets and your assets, and maybe even working with some professionals during this time. And there's a period of waiting and seeing and holding on. So it's not an emergency, it's not anything to be alarmed with, but it's something to pay attention to. All right, let's see what else we can find out during these first 4 weeks of December. All right, so we have some Three of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, the Strength card, and the Four of Wands. Okay. So the Four of Wands to me, is your home. It's a place where you gather, where you celebrate with your family. And again, remember what I told you, this whole month, the main area for you to concentrate on is going to be in that 8th house of loans and debts and mortgages and contracts and shared responsibilities, assets, finances, all of that. So, you know, some of you are looking to maybe refinance or purchase some real estate. And there's a period of waiting to see how that pans out for you, okay? Now, I do love that the Strength card is really right beneath this kind of unpredictable, mysterious, right, event that's happening with the Seven of Swords. And to me, it means that, you know, the Strength card represents wisdom. It represents courage, and it represents truth. That's always what courage represents. Courage, the actual foundation of courage is to be truthful. You know, and because you can't change things that you don't acknowledge. You can't address things, you know, if you keep on sweeping it under the carpet. So there's some truth that's coming out, right? Because we know that Mercury's flying in and going to bring some information. Now, this Two of Pentacles is perfect because it does indicate that there's some pentacles on this side and a pentacle on that side, and you're juggling and you're trying to balance another balance card, such as the Justice card, and you're balancing your responsibilities with who you're sharing this energy with, who that intimate connection is, or that partner is that's sharing your home, your finances, your investments, your insurance. You know, this indicates inheritance and will and loans, things of that nature. So there is some balance here. And to me, it tells me that there is something a little out of balance, which brings me back to the Seven of Swords. So perhaps someone's not matching your efforts. And Taurus, if that's the case, this is the time to be courageous, to be strong, you know, to really look at the truth of the situation and see if you want to go through with the situation. And maybe that's why the Hanged Man is over there. Now, let me remind you that this is Neptune, the Hanged Man. And Neptune is in Pisces. And Neptune is featured highly this December, as is Saturn, which is also in Pisces. And the reason is there's going to be a couple of activations. Mars is going to be activating Neptune and Saturn. There's going to be some big movements. Neptune will be finally leaving Pisces, and so will Saturn, both in January and February. So we're getting ready for some major shifts, and you are too. Things are about to change radically for you. And the universe is saying this is where you should concentrate, in this 8th house of other people's money, joint resources, and finances. So you're going to look to see who's not matching your efforts, how they're not matching it. You're going to make the adjustments, or you're not going to go through with this, you know, this investment, this real estate purchase, this home move, whatever that is for you. Now, I know I'm working backwards. This Three of Pentacles does indicate good work, you know. It indicates learning new things. And I love that too, because your 9th house is also activated. Because, of course, that's travel, that's higher education, that's learning, that's, broadening your world, and you've got a new audience looking at you. So there's some big time growth happening for you, and that it's happening sequentially right after you straighten out your finances depends on where you're going next. Meaning you're going to go through with this or you're not. You're going to go on an independent journey. And only you know that, right? All right, let's see if we can get one more message before we close out this reading. Cultivating prosperity. The abundance of the universe is pouring into my life. This is your mantra. Cultivating prosperity. And isn't that interesting? Because what is your theme? Your theme is shared resources. And this prosperity can either be on an independent level or on a joint level. I love this for you. If this is resonating, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm wishing you all balance, peace, and harmony. Take care.